Here, the sun does not just warm, it commands. It beats down upon a kingdom forged from dust and endurance, a vast and ancient land known as the Savage Kingdom. The earth is cracked and parched, a mosaic of ochre and burnt sienna stretching to a horizon that shimmers with heat. Great baobab trees. Their branches, like skeletal fingers reaching for an unforgiving sky, stand as silent sentinels. They have witnessed millennia of struggle. They have seen dynasties rise and fall. The wind whispers through the brittle golden grasses, a constant dry sigh that carries the scent of wild sage and distant rain that may never arrive. This is a place of stark, breathtaking beauty, but it is a beauty with an edge as sharp as a predator's tooth. The landscape is a study in contrasts. Rocky outcrops, known as kopjes, rise like islands from the sea of grass. These granite formations, weathered by eons of wind and water, provide shelter and vantage points for the kingdom's inhabitants. In their cool shadows, life finds a momentary reprieve from the relentless sun. Below them, the plains roll on, seemingly endless. The air itself feels heavy, thick with the silent tension of a world where every living thing is both hunter and hunted. Survival here is not a given, it is a prize, won each day through strength, cunning, and an unbreakable will to live. It is a world of absolutes, of life and death, written across the very face of the land. Water is the currency of this kingdom. It is the lifeblood that dictates the rhythm of existence. The great river, now a mere shadow of its wet season self, has retreated to a sluggish, muddy channel. Its banks are a treacherous tapestry of deep mud and steep inclines, a place of immense opportunity and mortal danger. Elsewhere, isolated waterholes shrink daily, their surfaces reflecting the deep, cloudless blue of the sky. The desperation for a single drink draws animals from miles around, forcing ancient enemies into an uneasy truce. But truces here are fragile, and the promise of water is often accompanied by the shadow of death, lurking just beneath the surface or waiting patiently in the surrounding bush. As daylight begins its slow retreat, the character of the land transforms entirely. The harsh glare of the sun softens into a palette of warm gold and deep crimson. Long, distorted shadows stretch across the plains, creating illusions and hiding places where none existed moments before. The wind, which had been a hot, persistent breath, now cools, carrying new sounds on its currents: the distant whoop of a hyena, the low growl of a lion, the nervous snort of a zebra. This is the time of transition, the handover of power from the creatures of the day to the masters of the night. The savage kingdom is awakening to its other self, a world governed by moonlight and instinct, where the struggle for survival will continue unabated until the sun rises once more. Matsumi, the lioness, carries the weight of a dynasty upon her powerful shoulders. She is the leader of her pride, a matriarch whose experience is etched in the fine scars that cross her muzzle. Her amber eyes, sharp and intelligent, scan the horizon with an intensity that misses nothing. Today, that gaze is heavy with concern. Her cubs, small and vulnerable, tumble and play in the shade of a thorny acacia, blissfully unaware of the precariousness of their existence. They are the future of her bloodline, but the present is a formidable challenge. The herds are scattered, the land is dry, and every hunt is a gamble that drains her precious energy. She is their sole provider, their ultimate protector. Her territory is vast, but it is not uncontested. Rival prides and opportunistic predators patrol its borders, testing for any sign of weakness. Every scent on the wind is a message, a potential threat to her family. She rises, her muscles moving with a fluid grace that belies her immense power. The cubs stop their play, their small eyes fixed on their mother. They sense the shift in her demeanor, the quiet focus that precedes the hunt. It is a ritual they are beginning to understand. Their survival depends entirely on her success. If she fails, they will starve. It is the simple, brutal arithmetic of this kingdom, a truth that governs the life of every creature within its borders. The sun is low now, casting the world in a soft golden light. This is her time. The cooling air and growing shadows offer her the advantage she needs. She moves slowly, deliberately, her paws making no sound on the dry earth. She is a ghost in the long grass, a patient, calculating force of nature. Her target is a lone wildebeest, separated from its herd, its attention focused on a dwindling patch of grazing. The distance is great. The cover is sparse. Matsumi must use every fold in the land, every bush, every shadow to close the gap without being seen. The cubs remain hidden, their survival depending on their obedience and silence. They wait, their small hearts beating in time with the growing tension of the hunt. The final approach is a masterpiece of stealth and timing. She freezes, her body low to the ground, a coiled spring of muscle and intent. Only the tip of her tail twitches, a small betrayal of the immense energy she is about to unleash. The wildebeest lifts its head, sensing a change in the air, a flicker of movement at the edge of its vision. But it is too late. In a breathtaking explosion of speed and power, Matsumi covers the final distance. The chase is short, brutal, and decisive. She is not just hunting for herself, she is hunting for the future. As she brings down her quarry, she secures another day of life for her cubs, reinforcing her reign as the queen of this unforgiving land. High in the branches of a giant sausage tree, a different kind of ruler holds court. This is the domain of Saba, the leopard. He is the master of solitude, a phantom of the shadows whose survival depends on stealth and secrecy. His coat, a mesmerizing pattern of black rosettes on a golden background, makes him all but invisible in the dappled light filtering through the leaves. Unlike the lions, he does not have the strength of a pride. He has only his own wits, his formidable strength, and his unparalleled ability to disappear. His kingdom is vertical as well as horizontal, a world of branches, rocks, and hidden ledges where few others can follow. Saba is a creature of patience. He can remain motionless for hours, a silent observer watching the world unfold below. His territory overlaps with that of the lions and the hyenas, a dangerous and crowded space. To survive, he must avoid confrontation. He hunts in the margins, in the twilight hours, and the dead of night, taking his kills not with overwhelming force, but with a sudden, shocking ambush. His power lies in the element of surprise. Today, he rests, his belly full from a pre-dawn hunt. An impala carcass is wedged securely in the fork of a high branch, safe from the scavengers that patrol the ground below. This is his strategy: strike, kill, and then retreat to his arboreal fortress. From his elevated perch, Saba has a commanding view of his domain. He watches the daily dramas of the savannah play out. He sees the herds of zebra moving towards the river, the giraffes browsing on the high branches of acacia trees, the warthog family trotting nervously through the open grass. He is an opportunist, and his mind is a catalogue of potential prey and potential threats. A rustle in the undergrowth below catches his attention. A pangolin, a creature armored in scales, ambles slowly along, searching for ants. It is not his usual prey, but he watches it with a flicker of interest. Every living thing is part of the complex web of survival, and Saba understands its threads better than most. As evening approaches, he descends from his tree with the silent grace of a falling leaf. It is time to hunt again. His last meal will not sustain him for long, and in this kingdom, complacency is a death sentence. He moves along a dry riverbed, using the steep banks for cover. His senses are on high alert. The scent of a baboon troop settling down for the night reaches him. They are formidable opponents, armed with sharp canines and the advantage of numbers. But a young one, straying from the group, could be a possibility. Saba is a risk calculator, constantly weighing the potential reward against the danger of failure. His solitary reign depends on making the right choice, every single time. In the gathering darkness, a different power rises. It is the sound of the hyena clan, a chorus of whoops and maniacal laughter that echoes across the plains. They are the second largest carnivores in this kingdom, and what they lack in solitary grace, they make up for in numbers, intelligence, and relentless opportunism. Their matriarch, a large and battle-scarred female named Motswana, leads her clan with an iron will. Their society is complex, a hierarchy of alliances and rivalries, but when they hunt, they are a single, coordinated unit. They are often miscast as mere scavengers, but they are formidable hunters in their own right, capable of running down prey over long distances. Their den is a network of subterranean tunnels, dug into a termite mound, a fortress that offers protection for their young. Motswana's cubs, black-furred and curious, emerge as the air cools. They are greeted by other members of the clan in a complex ritual of scent and sound. This social bonding is the glue that holds the clan together, the foundation of their collective strength. They are not merely a pack, they are a family, a sprawling dynasty bound by blood and a shared struggle for dominance. Their power is not in the single decisive strike, but in their unwavering persistence and their ability to overwhelm their opponents through sheer numbers and stamina. Tonight, the wind carries the scent of Matsumi's kill. The clan becomes restless. Motswana lifts her head, her powerful nose deciphering the story on the breeze. A fresh kill, a lone lioness. The odds are intriguing. The hyenas are masters of appropriation. They will shadow other predators waiting for the moment of weakness, the perfect opportunity to steal a hard-won meal. It is a high-risk strategy. A confrontation with a lioness is dangerous, but the potential reward, a full meal for the entire clan, without the energy expenditure of a hunt, is a powerful motivator. The matriarch makes her decision. A series of low calls ripples through the clan, and they begin to move. They travel as a fluid, shadowy mass, loping across the savannah with an unnerving, tireless gait. They are the cleanup crew of the savage kingdom, but they are also its enforcers, a check on the power of the great cats. Their presence creates a constant pressure, forcing the lions and leopards to be ever vigilant. As they close in on the scent of the kill, their confidence grows. The sounds change, becoming more excited, more aggressive. They are preparing for a confrontation, a battle of wills and strength. In this kingdom, possession is everything, and the hyena clan is determined to claim its share, by any means necessary. The great river winds through the heart of the savage kingdom like a sluggish serpent of brown water. In this dry season, it is a lifeline, drawing all creatures to its banks. From a distance, it appears as a place of peace, a ribbon of life in a parched landscape. Herds of zebra and wildebeest gather, their stripes and gray hides a moving tapestry against the green reeds. They approach the water with extreme caution, their heads rising and falling in a rhythm of drinking and watching. They know that the calm surface of the water is a deception. Danger lurks just beneath, silent and patient, waiting for a single moment of inattention. This is the domain of the crocodile. Ancient reptiles, perfectly adapted to this world of ambush. They lie submerged, only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, indistinguishable from floating logs. They can wait for days, their metabolism slowed to a near standstill, conserving energy for the explosive attack. A young zebra, thirsty and impatient, ventures a little too deep. Its herdmates are nervous, their ears swiveling, their tails flicking. The air is thick with a primal fear, the knowledge that the river demands a price for the life it gives. The crocodiles do not need to hunt every day, they need only to be successful once. The riverbanks themselves are a treacherous obstacle course. The receding water has left behind steep shelves of thick, cloying mud. For a heavy animal like a wildebeest, it can be a fatal trap. A struggle in the mud sends out vibrations of panic that attract predators from all around. The river is a theater of life and death, where the stakes are at their highest. It is not only the crocodiles that pose a threat. Lions often patrol the thickets that line the banks, using the dense cover and the noise of the water to mask their approach. Every drink is a life-or-death decision, a calculated risk in the unforgiving economy of the wild. Yet, there are moments of profound peace. In the quiet backwaters, away from the main channel, a pod of hippos rests. These colossal animals, seemingly placid, are among the most dangerous in the kingdom. By day, they stay cool in the water, their huge bodies submerged. But as night falls, they will emerge to graze, transforming from aquatic loungers into formidable terrestrial herbivores. Fish eagles cry from the high branches of dead trees, their calls echoing across the water. The river is a complex world unto itself, a place of both immense danger and serene beauty, a central character in the ongoing story of the savage kingdom. For weeks, the sky has been a vast, unbroken expanse of blue, but today, something is different. On the far horizon, dark, bruised-looking clouds are beginning to build. It is a subtle change, but one that does not go unnoticed by the inhabitants of the kingdom. The air grows heavy and still, charged with an electric anticipation. The incessant drone of insects seems to fall silent. The wind, for so long a dry and dusty whisper, dies away completely. A deep, expectant hush falls over the land. The promise of rain is the promise of life, a reprieve from the tyranny of the sun. But the coming of the storm brings its own dangers. The herds become restless. The wildebeest and zebra bunch closer together, their movements becoming more erratic. They can smell the moisture in the air, and it triggers a deep instinctual urge to move towards the coming rain. This restlessness can be an advantage for the predators. A nervous herd is a careless herd, and a moment's panic can create the opening a hunter needs. Matsumi, the lioness, watches the changing sky. The rain will wash away scent trails, making hunting more difficult, but it will also bring the herds out into the open, and the noise of the storm can cover the sound of her approach. She must be ready to seize the opportunity when it comes. Saba, the leopard, seeks higher ground. He knows that the coming deluge can turn the dry riverbeds he uses as hunting corridors into raging torrents. A flash flood can be sudden and deadly. From the security of a rocky outcrop, he watches the clouds roll in, a dark ceiling that slowly covers the sky. The first distant rumble of thunder echoes across the plains, a low, guttural vibration that can be felt as much as heard. The light begins to fail, not with the gentle fade of sunset, but with a premature, gloomy twilight. The world seems to be holding its breath, waiting for the sky to break. The first drops of rain are huge and fat. They hit the parched earth with a sizzle, raising little puffs of dust. Then more follow, and more, until the drops merge into a solid, roaring sheet of water. The scent of the wet earth, a rich, intoxicating perfume called petrichor, fills the air. The storm has arrived. Lightning splits the sky, momentarily illuminating the landscape in a stark, ghostly white, followed by an immediate deafening crash of thunder. For the small and the vulnerable, like Matsumi's cubs huddled in a thicket, it is a terrifying experience. For the land itself, it is a long-awaited blessing, a violent but necessary act of renewal. The rain has brought life, but it has also brought conflict. The scent of Matsumi's kill, though weakened by the downpour, has not been entirely washed away. Matswana and her hyena clan have found her. They emerge from the gloom, a pack of shadowy figures with hunched shoulders and glowing eyes. They fan out, forming a semicircle around the lioness and her prize. The air crackles with aggression. The whoops and giggles of the hyenas have been replaced by low growls and menacing calls. They are testing her, probing for any sign of fear or hesitation. It is a battle of nerves before it is a battle of strength. Matsumi stands her ground. She is outnumbered more than 10-1, a lone queen facing a ravenous mob. But she is a lioness, and she will not give up her family's meal without a fight. She lowers her head, her lips pulling back from her formidable canines in a silent, terrifying snarl. A deep, rumbling growl emanates from her chest, a warning that vibrates through the wet ground. The cubs have retreated behind her, their small bodies trembling. They are witnessing a lesson in survival that they will never forget. The fierce, uncompromising defense of what is yours. The clan presses its advantage. One of the bolder hyenas darts in, attempting to snatch a piece of the carcass. Matsumi lunges, a blur of tawny muscle and fury. Her roar is a deafening explosion of sound that momentarily scatters the attackers. But they regroup quickly. Their strategy is to harass, to exhaust, to wear her down. They are relentless, attacking from all sides, forcing her to constantly turn and defend. It is a chaotic, brutal dance of feints and lunges, of snapping jaws and slashing claws. The storm rages around them, the rain plastering their fur to their bodies, the lightning providing strobe-like flashes of the desperate struggle. This is a battle for more than just a single meal. It is a clash between two of the kingdom's dominant powers, a raw display of the constant competition for resources. Matsumi fights with the desperation of a mother. Matswana and her clan fight with the confidence of numbers. For long, agonizing minutes, the outcome hangs in the balance, but the sheer weight of the clan is too much. With a final defiant roar, Matsumi is forced to retreat, abandoning the kill. She has lost the battle, but she has protected her cubs. As the hyenas fall upon the carcass with frenzied glee, Matsumi leads her young ones away into the darkness, her immediate concern shifting from dominance to simple survival. The storm has passed. Dawn breaks over a transformed world. The air is clean and cool, washed free of dust. The sky is a delicate canvas of pale pink and soft gray. The parched earth has drunk its fill, and small pools of water glitter like jewels in every depression. The scent of rain still hangs in the air, mingled with the fragrance of rejuvenated vegetation. It is a morning of renewal, a fresh start. But for Matsumi and her cubs, it is a morning of hunger. The loss of their kill to the hyenas was a serious blow. The queen's energy is low, and she knows she must hunt again, soon. She leads her cubs towards the granite kopjes, seeking a high vantage point to survey her kingdom. The rest of the kingdom is stirring, embracing the gift of the rain. A herd of elephants, their great bodies dark with moisture, moves majestically across the plains. A calf, full of life, trumpets and splashes in a newly formed puddle. Giraffes, their long necks elegant against the morning sky, delicately strip the fresh leaves from the rain-soaked acacia trees. The world seems gentler, softer, more forgiving than it did just a day before. The rain has replenished the waterholes and sparked a flush of new growth. For the herbivores, it is the beginning of a time of plenty, a brief respite in the long cycle of hardship. Saba, the leopard, is also on the move. The rain has made the ground soft, silencing his footsteps. It is a perfect morning for an ambush. He patrols the edges of a clearing where a herd of impala are grazing, their coats glistening with dew. They are relaxed, enjoying the fresh grass, their guard lowered by the sense of abundance. Saba moves with liquid grace, using the newly dense undergrowth as cover. He is the embodiment of silent, patient lethality. The fragile piece of this new dawn is, for him, a window of opportunity. The beauty of the morning does not diminish the ever-present reality of the hunt. Matsumi finds a spot high on the rocks. She licks her cubs, reassuring them with her presence. Below her, the vast panorama of the savage kingdom unfolds. She can see the herds beginning to gather, drawn to the promise of new grazing. Her gaze is calculating. She is assessing the landscape, planning her next move. The night was a defeat, but it was not the end. In this kingdom, survival is a story of resilience, of getting back up after being knocked down. As the sun climbs higher, warming her tired body, the lioness queen rests, gathering her strength. The struggle is not over. It has simply begun again. The sun climbs towards its zenith, and the daily rhythm of the savage kingdom reasserts itself. The brief soft peace of the dawn gives way once more to the stark realities of life and death. A herd of buffalo, massive and formidable, makes its way to the river, their dark hides caked in mud. They move with an air of collective confidence that even the lions respect. In the distance, a pair of cheetahs, the sprinters of the savannah, survey the plains from atop a termite mound, their slender bodies built for explosive speed. Every creature, from the smallest dung beetle to the largest elephant, is playing its part in this intricate and ancient drama. This land is a testament to the power of endurance. Life here is not easy. It is a constant battle against the elements, against hunger, against rivals. Yet, it flourishes. It adapts. Dynasties like Matsumi's may face setbacks, but they persist, driven by the primal instinct to protect their young and continue their bloodline. Solitary hunters like Saba navigate their dangerous world with intelligence and skill, carving out a niche through stealth and strategy. Cooperative societies like the hyena clan thrive through teamwork and tenacity. Each has found a way to survive, a unique answer to the challenges posed by this brutal but magnificent arena. There is a profound and unyielding order to this kingdom. It is not an order of peace, but an order of balance. Every act of predation, every struggle for a territory, every drop of rain is part of a larger interconnected system. The kill of the lioness feeds the hyenas. The grazing of the wildebeest shapes the landscape. The death of one animal gives life to another. It is a cycle that has been turning for millions of years, a relentless, unsentimental, and yet incredibly beautiful process. To witness it is to understand something fundamental about the nature of life itself, its fragility, its ferocity, and its incredible, unyielding will to continue. The savage kingdom asks for everything and offers no guarantees. It is a world of breathtaking beauty and uncompromising brutality, often in the very same moment. The sun sets once more, painting the sky in fiery colors. The shadows lengthen, and the hunters of the night begin to stir. Matsumi will hunt again. Saba will stalk the twilight. The hyenas will search for their next opportunity. For them, there is no past and no future. There is only the now, the eternal present of survival. The circle remains unbroken. Life, in all its raw and savage glory, goes on.